All right, another update here. Getting almost done. I got both sides in for all of the suspension and everything, minus the drive shaft, shocks, sway bar, and rear end. So this is just like a mid update of what's going on, but the pile is definitely thinning out on top here. Something else, I did a junkyard run and got a whole bunch of pieces, and then I also got this. I thought this was fascinating. So this is, you plug this into where the flashlight is in the glove compartment box, and then it becomes a 12-volt cigarette type socket for extra power. Will I use it? I don't know, but I saw it, I grabbed it. I thought it was pretty cool. Something else I'm doing is I'm cleaning up the pieces, the plastic parts I put back on, so that's after and before. And literally, this is just water and a scrubby. So just the scrub pad and a bottle of water, that's it. I don't like painting these things because they look really nice when you paint them properly. But then you gotta buy the paint, you gotta do a little paint booth kind of thing and all that. And they look nice when you paint them, and then if you're driving the car, a week later, there are all the paints coming off from the rock chips and whatnot. So I like going back to the original, just bare plastic. So there's the update for now, and I actually have a little surprise coming up. Found something on Craigslist that I like, and that'll be coming up shortly. Until then. All right, another update for y'all. Almost done. Almost got the car put back together again, all that stuff. But before I say anything, I told you I had a surprise. Here's my 17-inch rims, which came in the car, and this is what I found on Marketplace. The factory 19-inch. I think those are gonna look better. Unfortunately, they're gonna need tires as well, but okay, whatever. So anyways, she's come together nice. So what I've got left is a few more small things. I was really hoping to work on the exhaust, the flapper valve. I actually have a second flapper valve right here that I went to the junkyard, cut it off. Not only to try to use it, but to understand how it works. And yes, it's in the open position, normally in a resting position. But this sucker does not come apart. There's a C-clip here, and then there's a screw that holds the flap in there. And wouldn't you know, I tried to undo the screw and it just sheared right off, so yay. I might tear this apart more and do a video on it showing how it works, how to replace it, how to refurbish it or whatever, but basically you got the shaft here that binds up with rust and whatnot. You really need to get in there and clean out that rust and lubricate it with anti-seize or something, but there's just nothing really to get in there. So anyways, I think I'm gonna just end up having to do the golf team method. I hate doing that, but whatever. So I've got a few more things to do. I have the braces for the convertible out here that I need to clean all up. They're super dirty, and install those and a few other small things. This was the original bar for the rear headlight level sensor system, and you can see it lost the plastic in there to hold the thing together. So I bought this other one here. They say it's for the car as well. It looks like it fits perfect, so I have to install that as well. And then I'm going to do another video here very shortly. So a little history. I've been pushing this off. That's what I'm doing right now, the subframe. I've been pushing it off for quite a while because of family obligations and work and whatnot. And so I finally got a chance to do it. But the car has been driven by my daughter while she was here home from university. And the whole time, all winter break long, she drove this. And then once she was done, I just simply brought it where you see it here, put it in, jacked it up, but I never drove it or tested it or anything. Well, the coolant level is very low. I had to put in 2 pints of water to bring it back up. The coolant level light was on, and also there's a ticking. So I've done some research, and the ticking is either, the easiest one, a loose spark plug, which I doubt, but we'll figure that out. A collapsed lifter. Now, it is worthy to note that when I first bought this car about a year ago, the lifters were really bad. So I tore the entire top end off. I didn't remove the head, but I removed everything all the way down to the lifters, and I cleaned the lifters really, really good. That was about 5,000 miles ago, and got them all freed up and all that. Now, maybe they bound back up again, I don't know, but it's got 193,000 miles on it, and I would not be surprised if they bound back up again. Now, I have done a stethoscope, and it seems like it's come from the number 5 cylinder. So what I'm going to do is start the car up and let you guys listen to the ticking noise, document that. Then I'm going to remove the spark plug. Actually, I take that back. I will re-torque that spark plug. It's supposed to be 22 foot-pounds, so I'll just put a torque wrench on it, and if it's 22, then okay. If it's not, then we'll tighten it up and we'll start back up again. Then I'm going to pull all the spark plugs out and check if there's any slop in the crank, the crank bearings, the rod bearings onto the crank, or the wrist pins from the actual piston. And then I also have a borescope, so I'll stick it down in there and we'll see if I can find a quote-unquote clean cylinder, which would denote a possible failed head gasket, and some moisture, some water, some antifreeze is getting into there and cleaning it out, which would explain the loss of coolant. I certainly hope it's not that. But I've been watching very carefully, and I have not seen any leaks out of the bottom of the car. So that'll be the next step, is to do that, to just tear that front apart. So I'm going to finish up the butt, get the whole rear end completely done, and then I'm going to go and do that and check that out before I even take it off the lift and figure out which way to go on that. Oh, and of course, once again, the hydraulic convertible top pump is leaking in the trunk. I don't know what's the deal. I haven't even taken a look at it yet, but now I'm out of fluid, so I can't even put the top back down. So while I was at the junkyard, I bought another pump. So without doing anything, I might just throw that in and just see. But I rebuilt the other pumps, and it still didn't work. I don't see any fluid leaking anywhere else, though. So that's where we're at right now. All right, working on the rear subframe cross-member beams. So this is the before. Ugh. This is the during, trying to chip all that crap off. And this is the after. Now, mind you, this is just rubbing compound. I have yet to put the ceramic coating on it. So I will ceramic coat all this, so it should last for years and years with all the whatever, rain, dirt, whatever, just bouncing off of it instead of sticking to it and making it dirty again. And I'm 100% positive that this is 193,000 miles of crap and never once been cleaned. All right, so here we are with the number 5 cylinder. I'm gonna check and see if it's got, if it's torqued properly to 22 foot-pounds. So this will tell me if it's a spark plug problem. Here we go. Yep, pretty darn close. So that rules that out. So next I'm gonna take out the spark plug and look inside the cylinder to see if it's clean. Maybe some kind of something to see what's going on with that. See what the spark plug looks like. All that good stuff. Oh, that looks pretty good. I don't even have any complaints with that. All right. Now let's go deep inside and see what we can find. All right. Well, that looks like a piston to me. I don't see any problem with that. That to me looks like a good piston. I can't see the cylinder walls all that well, but to me that looks like a good piston. Let me see if I can, it's caught in everything here. All right, let me see if I can turn this head a little bit. Try that again. All right. Of course. That always sucks. Try to turn it a little bit and too much. Wow. There we go. I ain't seeing anything wrong with that sleeve with the cylinder walls. I think that looks very healthy. It doesn't look like it's getting cleaned from a leak or anything. So I'm going to call that good. So that leaves me to believe if it is that exact cylinder that's having the problem, that it is a collapsed hydraulic lifter again. So while I'm here, I'm going to peek inside of every single cylinder just to make sure. And I'll give you the updates with that shortly. All right, now all 6 are out. They all look to be fine to me. There's no indications of any fouling or anything. And more so from what they look like, but more what they look like as compared to one another. So all 6 of them look exactly the same. So I would say not 1 or 2 any other pistons are running any different than any other ones. So I think all 6, either all 6 are all broken or all 6 are good. And of course I'm going with all good. So now I'm going to check the piston of each one using my borescope. All right, so we got a record of it. First one is kind of top dead center, but to me that does not look like it's cleaned. It's clean, but it's not. I'll come back to that one. So that's number 6. This one's number 5. That looks good. Number 4. That one looks good. For what I can see, I can't get to the other side. To me, that looks good. Number 3. Wow. Again, same thing. Number 2. I don't see any issues. And number 1. This is top dead center. So hard to see, but again, the piston looks normal. So that's documenting all 6. And I don't see a problem. So the next thing I'm going to do is probably run it pretty hard, see if we can clear out some of the oil in there. Maybe do an oil change with an oil flush. Either do an oil flush kit or run a quart of automatic transmission fluid through the engine with all the detergents and the ATF. That usually kind of clears things up. If that doesn't do it, then I will once again pull the top of the head off and then just replace all 6 lifters, which I have to replace the timing chain and guides and everything up front of the engine anyways. So I can do that all at once. But this is a little side excursion, so that helped me. Now I'm back to finishing up the rear subframe. I have everything done, everything in. It's just now a matter of buttoning it all up and finishing everything up. Talk to you soon. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start up now. This is a complete cold start. It hasn't run in 24 hours. I checked the oil. The oil is exactly right on. It's been about 3,000 to 4,000 miles, so the oil is right on. But I did add a quart. I don't know, about 1,000 miles ago. So it's burning oil, which I kind of expected. The antifreeze is just a hair below 100% full. So I'm going to start it up. I'm going to turn the heat on, put it on low to try to circulate through the heater core if that has anything to do with it. And then maybe it'll make the ticking noise again so we can document that. Well, go figure, it's not making the noise. So it's got to be a collapsed lifter. And then running it yesterday, pumped it back up. And the reason why I was making the noise is because I hadn't run it in a month. But it still bothers me that I'm losing water. Why am I losing coolant? But that sounds like a perfectly healthy engine to me. Let's make some extra noise because the secondary air pump is running. And that'll turn off in a second here. And there it goes. But that sounds nice and smooth to me. So what that ticking noise was, I don't know. Now you saw me take all the spark plugs out and then put them all back in, retorque them properly. And I switched the ignition coils around again. So if it was coming out of the number 5 cylinder last time, if it was reoccurring, it was coming out of a different cylinder, it may have been a coil. But now it's doing nothing. So either collapse lifter, which was pumped back up yesterday, or the very small possibility that the spark plug was not properly torqued by a hair and making a noise. I like it when the problem goes away, but I don't like it when I don't know what the problem was to begin with. So, but ultimately, she's running good, so I don't have a problem. So I'm going to continue on working on the car, doing more stuff to it. All the fun stuff now, all the little onesie-twosie stuff that I've bought that make it look so much nicer. And get her back on the road where she belongs. Till next update. Alright, here is the bottom of the car all done. We got the exhaust valve that I still have to figure that out. But I did polish the exhaust manifold, or sorry, exhaust muffler. And shocks, half axle, all clean. Here's the subframe brace that is, I did some ceramic coating on it. And then here's the differential. You can see the new red bushings, both sides and up top. There it is. But otherwise, she is all back together on the bottom side. Now, because I have to do an alignment, I'm actually going to change the inner and outer tie rods up front. Might as well do that now and get one alignment for everything. And I have to adjust the brake, the emergency brakes before we put the wheels back on. And there she has it. All back together.